Hey there, I'm Radiance and welcome to my channel. So I'm very passionate about a few things and you'll see these things on this channel. I'm passionate about food, health, wellness. I'm also passionate about people, and most of all, people living their best lives, living the life that they want, a life of abundance, a life of great health, a life of wellness, and most of all, a life that they desire and deserve, whatever that looks like for you, because not everybody wants the same thing. And so in that vein, one of the things that I want to talk to you about is youth. Now, it came up because I was actually earlier going through some emails, and I have a folder where I actually have a lot of things I've written in the past. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I need to say stop was. I am a writer. I used to perform, right? And I don't perform anymore, but I used to write a lot. I used to wake up every day and write. Now I still write, just not as much, but that being said, I was going through my email folder and I found something that I wrote, and it had me thinking about youth, right, and age and how we look at those things. And so people talk about the fountain of youth and what that means. I feel like my partner would say that working out is a fountain of youth. And if you see my partner, you would know why. My partner looks amazing. Shout out to you, babe. But, and I agree. I agree. But I believe included in that, there are some other things that I would want you to consider, and that I consider, right? So I'm going to read this from this email that I wrote. And so, yeah, how do you stay young? Number one, throw away all non-essential numbers like age, height, weight. Let the doctors worry about them. That's why we pay them. Now, my thoughts on that. I still believe that somewhat. I do believe that age is just a number. I guess where age would count to a certain extent is if, let's say you're getting some tests done, or, people are looking at where you are in your development. It could be even where your bones are, your cartilage, your flexibility and just different things. But that's still a doctor's job, right? They're looking at these physical things. But yeah, I agree with that. I believe that we need to throw away those preconceived notions of what it looks like. Like, this is what 54 looks like. Once again, if you see my partner, you probably be like, what? And my partner is actually older than me, and keeps me on my toes. So with that being said, I do believe in, throwing those things outside. Also, I believe, there's a saying, youth is wasted on the young. I truly believe that, which ties into the other saying. If I knew then what I knew now, I probably would do differently. I don't want to go backwards, right? I'm not looking to go backwards. But I am grateful for all the lessons I've learned. I'm grateful for my youth, but I'm grateful for my wisdom and the age that I'm at right now. I'm grateful, forget the age. I'm grateful for the time that I'm in right now. Yes, there's a specific age on my life, but I'm grateful for the wisdom that I've acquired on being on this earth for such a time, right? I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned. And actually, I was told this. I don't know if this is just for women. It could be for men as well. But I was told that when you got to said age, I've been told this by people in my past and friends, you stop giving up, or you stop caring what other people think as much. And I'm realizing that's kind of true. That's actually kind of true. Is it specific to age? I guess so, but I feel like you can get to that point at any time, right? So yeah, throw out those limits and those preconceived notions about age and what that means, right? Because here's the other part of it. When I was, a young adult, both before I became a teenager, as a teenager, I was very mature. Now, I was still young, and there's a lot I did not know, but there were things that I thought about and said and did that my counterparts, my friends and other people, my schoolmates, and people that I ended up working with later on, that they weren't even thinking about. I remember there was a time when, and I did this at 21, by the way, where my friends at that age were getting married and having children. And at 21, I bought a condo. I was buying property. And actually, in truth, I started that process and started that desire at the age of 18. But some things happened between 18 and 21 and it didn't happen. But you know what? It actually happened for my good because it set me up to be able to go after the condo a couple of years later, right? So with that being said, age is just a number, right? And for me personally, I felt like I've always, to a certain extent, did things that people didn't do when I was younger. And so I was able to accomplish some things maybe sooner. Number 2, keep only cheerful friends. The grouches will pull you down, right? Keep in mind if you're one of those grouches. Check that out, right? Keep cheerful people around you, right? I don't mean perfect people, because none of us are perfect, right? We all have moments. But I would say it this way. Keep people around you that can be there to support and hear you, but also check you, right? My best friend does that for me, right? My best friend will listen to me when I have a moment, but then will also encourage me to say, hey, you know what? Okay, you've spent your time. Now what? Or I know this is tough. You know, you're having a day. You know, maybe you need to step back and take a break, you know, or lay down and then start again tomorrow. And I've done that for my best friend, right? My friends encourage me, right? And that doesn't just go for friends. That goes for family. Yes, I said it. Family/relatives. I call my relatives, some of my relatives, because that's another story for another day. But the point is, that goes for people that you're related to. And that goes for even your partners, right? Now, you may not be able to choose your family, right? Heck, you may not even be able to choose your coworkers. But you get to choose who you dealing with, right? Who you dating, who you got in your personal space. And look at that. Like, is that person cheerful? Are they motivating? Do they actually have your back, right? I'm not here to tell you what it is, but I think it's a good thing to have, you know? And while you cannot be everything to your partner, and your partner may be everything to you, I think it's something to look at that your partner and the people surrounding you are cheerful people, right? Or happy people, or grateful people more so. Because you're not always going to be happy about everything in life, right? And sometimes you may slip up and not be, like joyful. But gratitude should exist on a consistent basis throughout your life. It should be the thread through your life, right? Because when you have gratitude, you gain more, right? But it starts with being grateful for what you have. And so, yeah, have people around you that are not just cheerful, but are grateful people, right? Grateful. Energy is important. Number 3, keep learning how to use the computer, I'll say technology, crafts, gardening, whatever. Never let your brain go idle, right? An idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's a saying that I've heard since I was a kid. And it says the devil's name is alchemize. I've heard that so much throughout my life. The devil's, the mind is an idle workshop, whatever. But the point is, yeah, keep your mind engaged, right? It could be a craft. It could be a hobby, right? Technology is so much a part of our lives that I feel it's important for every single person to not only have access to that if they can, but to be able to utilize it, right? Because so many things are technological, right? I'm reaching you right now wherever you are, right? Whether you're in New York or Idaho or Africa or Dubai or Canada, wherever you are right now watching this, I am able to reach you and talk to you because of technology. I'm so grateful for technology, right? And so I would say continue to learn, right? And increase your skills and your knowledge of those things, right? Read a book, go online, right? And start to research those things. Take a class, right? But keep your mind engaged, right? And in doing those things, I believe that, a part of that is also reading and getting information, because I believe you should keep your mind not just engaged, but inspired, right? And informed. So those things can happen when you continue to, advance and keep learning.